project. The project I show here is called Stalin by Picasso, or Portrait of a Woman with Mustache. There are two things that I have been very interested in for a long time. One of them is, you might say, I'm very interested in when you put things together that normally are not put together. It can be in collage, or it can be in you know, like montage of a film. Someone told me once, you know, that's the difficulty if you put, you know, you make a house, you make a book, whatever. It's not to make a wall or a page, it's to put them together. And when things are put together, there will always be a friction or something. So in this case, it's a dictator, Stalin. At least in the West, he's perceived as a dictator. And then there is the artist Picasso, and both of them are, for one thing, they don't belong together. They belong to two different spheres of you know, life and imagination also. And they're also, both of them are archetypical people. They're not treated as human beings so much as a symbol of art and a symbol of not so much politics, but at least in the Western Europe, Stalin is one of the like really bad, what to say, bad or symbols of a part of history that's now, you know, the communism was conquered by the Western liberalism somehow. So he is also part of the losing part of the Cold War, and he's a symbol of that. And also, but I found it very interesting that that Picasso, who comes from then the sort of what can I say? It's like the art is conceived as being the good people work with art, and not so good people work with politics. But he made a portrait of Stalin, and this portrait in itself is quite interesting. It's quite funny, I think, the portrait, also because it's very unexpected. And then I found out that there was a big controversy. There was a sort of scandal after the drawing was published in a newspaper.
Scene 1, ingredients. Joseph Stalin and Pablo Picasso did not have very much in common, perhaps, except that they both were in common.
And then I was interested in this, what, you know, the power of images. How come people can be upset with an image? How come they don't, or the way people interpret an image, a drawing in this case, is as if it was Stalin himself, as if it wasn't a drawing. The difference between like the man himself and the drawing. So that's one of the things that I was interested in this project, to sort of just tell this, try to tell this story, because it is kind of a story. But then also I've been interested in our belief in objectivity and documentaries and such. So I'm also formally working in this film with, there are no moving images in this film, and there are no authentic images. Everything is pasted and, you know, cut and then what I was interested in seeing is, since I use a voiceover, it's my own voice, I try to be very objective and then I was interested to see, would people believe it? Would it feel like would people still perceive it as a true story, whatever that is? And in fact, I think people do, which is actually quite funny, because there's nothing in the, you know, in the way I've made it that really proves anything. If you see images, you know, particularly moving images and photography, you can see them as proof of something. Like if I show an image of Picasso drawing Stalin, it will be a proof he did it. But I don't have this image, so everything is, in a sense, in the imagination. But still, it seems like the voiceover is a very strong tool somehow to tell a story. So these two things, I suppose, are basically what I work with.